Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I figured I'd start the month off with my hero deck this time. So I've made some changes. In fact, I bumped my deck count from 40 cards to 46 card heroes now. So I figured I'd just show you guys what I got this time around and my reasoning why I decided to bump up my deck. So a lot of other hero players are starting to do the same thing now because the fact that this deck has one of the strongest search engines, and like both Stratos and Ferris alone basically grind out your deck by like 10 to 12 cards. So I figured, you know what, might as well follow suit and try it out for myself, and, well, I found the ratios that work for me, so let me go and show you what I got this time around. No, let me go and adjust my camera here a bit. Alright, so let's get started. So, yeah, starting off with the main deck. With the E-Hero package, I'm playing 3 Stratos, your main searcher, and also pop spells and traps, so everyone already knows what this does. 2 Shadow Mist, basically gives you instant access to your mass change, or she does the search for you, depending on how you want to use her. I'm still running 1 Solid Soldier and 1 Liquid Soldier. I think one of each is just fine, honestly. Liquid Soldier is just really good for draw power, and the fact that it just gives you access to your absolute zero plays is just nuts, so that's what I like about Liquid Soldier, and it's searchable too, so yeah. 1 Honest Neos, also searchable. I mean, if anything, every hero card in this deck is searchable. Like, there's nothing you can't search. That's what I like about this deck, so yeah. Alright, next for the Vision Hero package. You gotta run 3 Ferris, 2 Increase, and 2 Vion. I've actually seen some people bump Increase to 1. I think that's incorrect. You should always have 2. That way, in case you open up with 1, you always have the second one in the deck. So, yeah, this is generally the combos you use to get into it. Ferris summons itself by discarding a hero in order to place Increase into the spell and trap card zone, and then Increase effect tribute a hero, or actually tribute a monster to special, and then you summon Vion right after that. And Vion also gives you access to your polymerization card, and the fact that it's a Foolish Burial too. You can get in some really cool plays like Destiny Hero Malicious, which, speaking of which, let's move on. Next up, our Destiny Hero package. Got to run 3 copies of Malicious. This card is so broken, I'm really glad it's at 3 right now. I wouldn't be too surprised that they decided to bump this down to 2 again, but honestly, I think he's perfectly fine at 3. Malicious is definitely like one of your best extenders, and you definitely need to make full use of him. I switched out Destiny Hero Celestial for Destiny Hero Decider. In fact, honestly, I think a lot of people should be playing this more than Celestial. I love Celestial, but I think Decider does the job better. If it's normal or special summon, you get to essentially get back a hero at the end phase of your turn, so it's good for recursion. Of course, both of its effects are once per duel, so just keep that in mind. And another effect is that if he's in your graveyard, at any given time when your opponent activates an effect that will burn you for damage, you can bounce this card back to your hand from your grave and make that damage 0, so it's really good. So it's a good way to deal with like cards like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, so that way you can avoid some burn damage. And also the fact that you can actually chain this off with Dynatag. Well, he triggers off of Dynatag's effect, where only your opponent will take 1,000 points of damage, so that's really nice. Speaking of which, 1 copy of Destiny Hero Dynatag. And then last but not least, Destiny Hero Plasma for the D-Hero package. And the only evil hero I'm running in the main deck is Evil Hero Dusted Gold. I would like to run Sinister Necrom and Malicious Edge, but I didn't really have the room, and I didn't want to bump up my deck too many monsters, so I have to make do with what I got. And for the only hand traps I'm running, it's 2 copies of Ash. Just a generically good hand trap, and that's it. Alright, so now we're moving on to spells. I'm running 3 copies of E-Call. Definitely gives you access to all your elemental heroes. You definitely want to see Stratos as soon as you can, and especially like again, this deck's 46 cards, so you definitely want to see an E-Call, a Stratos, or a Ferris, and it's just one of those cards that will enable you to get that search off. 1 Rhoda, of course. A Hero Lives. I usually like to use this for Ash bait, just so that way, if my opponent happens to use Ash against me, well, this card's the best way to deal with that. 3 Fusion Destiny, broken card as well, gives you access to your Dystopia and all your resources in the grave. So that's one of the cool things about Fusion Destiny. 3 Mass Change, definitely need to get to some Dark Law plays. Dark Law is super good this format, especially against the Mirror Match, against Shadal's, even Spiral. You definitely, as long as you have that Dark Law out, you should be in a really good spot. I'm running 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. I think this is starting to become a staple in this deck. If I had Lightning Storm, I would rather run that, but unfortunately it's too expensive, so honestly I think Cosmic Cyclone is just fine. Plus, I feel like Lightning Storm's a little overkill sometimes anyway. You mainly just want to deal with Floodgates, and that's it. So, yeah. But yeah, Cosmic Cyclone, definitely a great card, and plus, I feel like Banishment is a little bit better this format anyway, because, like, Spirals with Spiral Resort, Orcus with Babel, Any deck that just relies on like a field spell or even Mystic Mine, you definitely want to get rid of that Mystic Mine. So, yeah, like that's one of the reasons why you should just run Cosmic Cyclone more than Lightning Storm, in my opinion. It's just, yeah, you don't want to deal with that Mystic Mine. 2 Called by the Grave, just to deal with cards like Drone Lockbird. Drone Lockbird is so prevalent in this format, you don't really want to deal with it, so Called by the Grave will definitely help you out in the long run. I didn't want to run this at 3 because it was kind of a brick and it just felt clunky, so I think 2 was more than enough. For the 1-ofs, and I got a bunch of 1-ofs. 1 Polymerization, it's searchable through Vion, Miracle Fusion since I'm running the Elemental Hero Sunrise, Dark Calling to go with a Dusted Gold. For the grind game and just to recur my resources, Pot of Avarice and Pot of Acquisitiveness. I think every hero should play these 2 cards. I really do. Like, you definitely want to make full use of Malicious, like I said, and you also want to get back your fusion materials, even your fusion monsters with Pot of Avarice, so that'll definitely help. And of course, the last card in my deck is going to be Foolish Barrow, just to get like something started. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. Now moving on to the extra deck. Extra deck's still pretty much the same as I had it last time. 2 Cross Crusader, don't need to explain this. Same thing with Wonder Driver. Some people have cut this. I really don't think you should. I mean, I've actually pulled off some really cool combos with this card. So, yeah, I'd definitely like to keep it. 1 Dread Decimator. 1 and 2 copies of Masked Hero Darklaw. Still running Anki. Anki's still really nice. Masked Hero Blast. Of course, you gotta have assets, since, we do run the Absolute Zero. So, yeah. These basically act as my Lightning Storm, like, both together. So, like, destroy all monsters your opponent controls and spells and traps in the same turn. Yeah, I think that's really neat. 1 Elemental Hero Sunrise is good for power boost, and the fact that he searches out your Miracle Fusion, that's what I like about him. Still got my Dystopia, and of course, D-Hero Dangerous. I was considering cutting Dangerous at one point, but now I feel like I do need to run him more. So yeah, Destiny Hero Dangerous is definitely a lot more useful than I gave him credit to, so yeah, definitely going to keep him in the deck. Of course, got to run Trinity for the OTK as well as Malicious Bane. So definitely powerful cards. You definitely want to make full use of these guys. There are other alternatives to play, like Elemental Hero The Shining if you don't have access to the Evil Hero package. I still, for sure, you definitely want to pick up the Liquid Soldier at least, as well as the Sunrise. So yeah, those are just letting y'all know that the Evil Heroes are not 100% needed. There are other options out there. Alright, now for the side deck. The side deck's a little weird. I actually had to make some adjustments to it and try to figure out like what's the best way to play. Well, what are the best side cards in? And I had a question like which cards in theory would still be really good this format. So I'm still running 3 Nibiru honestly for the combo decks. I definitely want to make good use of this card. I did run Raw Sphere mode for a while, but I'm bringing back Nibiru. I think Raw Sphere mode is still a good option if you'd rather run that. But the reason I'm going Nibiru is just because it's easy to pop that token, and plus Nibiru is like if you time it correctly, it just puts your opponent in a really tight spot. 3 Drone Lockbird for either the Mirror Match, Spiral, or any search heavy deck. So yeah, Drone Lockbird's still good. To continue with back row, I'm running Hate Shrunade. I've already explained the reason behind this, but for those who haven't seen my videos yet, Hate Shrunade, the theory behind this card is that it forces your opponent to respond to it. So like if they have like a card like Solemn Judgment or something, this is a good way to basically out that, because like they not only do they pay half their life points, but they're taking a huge risk of thinking that you don't have a follow play. And if you have another one of these, you can play it again, force your opponent out of responding to it. So like Hate Shrunade is something worth trying. I definitely recommend it. Running the 1 Raigeki, again, I don't have Lightning Storm, so this is the close second I have. It's definitely a lot cheaper, so anyone can get Raigeki nowadays. 3 copies of Evenly Matched. Normally you don't want to lose your battle phase with heroes, but against like massive boards like Spiral, Pendulum, back row, you definitely want to just get rid of all the resources and just like, yeah, just basically solve their board. Like that's the idea. For other like back row strategies, like I like to run Royal Decree just to stop trap decks, and of course Red Reboot at 1. It sucks that this card is at 1, but honestly, like if you see it, you can activate it directly from the hand. And plus Royal Decree, it's not something to like make fun of. It's still an amazing card. I think people should start running Royal Decree on their side deck. So, yeah. Alright, well, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. And, yeah, that's it.